The impact the heroin and opioid crisis is having on small towns across the Commonwealth is staggering. In Bullock County, the problem is getting worse. Jennifer Bayless investigates why the epidemic is so bad there and what's being done to help.
It's a place where life is simple. Neighbors help each other, and everyone knows everyone. But there's a growing epidemic in Bullock County that's taking lives and changing the face of this tight-knit community.
It's like a war zone out here. You don't know who's going to die next. It's taking lives left and right.
Jeffrey Kinzer grew up in Bullock County. At 11 years old, he started using drugs.
By the time I was 18 years old, these green pills started coming around. These Oxycontins.
Kinzer says pills were the beginning of the end, and soon his addiction exploded.
My fiance had called my parole officer, and at the time I hated her, when she did it. Now I thank her for it.
January marked 2 years sober for Kinzer. Now he's fighting for friends and neighbors battling addiction. And the face of addiction is getting younger.
5 years ago, I'd tell you about 35 to 40. Our average age right now is 18 to 22.
Anthony is one of just a few drug and alcohol counselors in the county. He says it's not easy to fight addiction in a small community.
The bad thing about a small town is they can't overcome the stigma or their past.
In 2014, Bullock County spent around $800 on Narcan, the drug to reverse an overdose. In 2015, it was $7,600. And in 2016, the cost was $16,400.
Squad 54 is responding to. Budgetarily, it puts a strain on us. Our run volume increases. Going back before, when we make our transports, we transport out of the county. You're looking for a truck to return to service hour, sometimes more.
And Anthony points out the people being treated on these emergency runs, people addicted to heroin and opioids, may not be who you expect.
If we were to poll the audience and ask them what kind of person becomes addicted, we're going to get stuff like poor, uneducated, weak-willed, depressed. We've had nurses, doctors, police officers, attorneys, a judge. For some reason, it seems to be the lower socioeconomic class people that are thumbed out in the limelight.
And just east of Louisville in Shelby County, they've also seen a huge spike in the heroin problem. Julie Dolan has the story of a life lost way too soon and the effort to change lives by sharing it.
He was sitting up in that corner with his legs out. He had locked himself in the bathroom.
Everything is exactly how he left it. His pants still folded neatly on the bed. But Benjamin Dominguez isn't coming home. It wasn't supposed to happen. Benjamin's life wasn't supposed to end like this. Unfortunately, heroin had the final say.
His head was here and his body was lying down through here when they were doing CPR. He actually kind of had vomited, and so they had to take some of the carpet.
Benjamin died just a few days after Thanksgiving from an acute heroin overdose.
My brother kicked the door in, and that's when they found him. His body was still warm.
A mother's pervasive pain is evident as she recalls the day. Wendy was working her normal shift at Shelby County Hospital as an ER nurse when she heard that call.
1700 Charleston Way, unresponsive, unconscious patient, probable drug overdose. I was like, oh my God, that's my house. That's my son.
Her son was just 19 years old. Benjamin, she says, was the kind of kid who had it all.
He played with his brother all the time. He was an absolute joy. Absolute joy.
Benjamin was a solid student until he started smoking marijuana his sophomore year. Wendy says her sweet boy became a different person. Marijuana led to spice, followed by pills, and finally, heroin. By the age of 19, Benjamin had made 2 attempts at rehab and was clean for a good portion of the time. But the pain of losing his best friend in a car crash drove him back to heroin. Wendy's list of what ifs is now a mile long.
Only if I knew my community resource numbers, and only if I didn't feel alone in my struggle with Benjamin and drugs.
Wendy is now learning she wasn't alone in her desperate situation. In fact, the entire county is dealing with it.
But I wanted to explain first a little bit about Shelby Prevention.
Kelly McNew is the director of Shelby Prevention. She holds town hall meetings like this one to get the conversation going about heroin.
It's being seen across the state, but it hits so heavy when it's just at home that it affects so many people, so many families.
Concerned people show up to talk openly about a problem they can't deny.
It tears families apart, and it's so sad.
Casey Mudd is here to show her support for addicts of all kinds. Her addiction story started at birth.
I was born to a father who was an alcoholic. When I came around, he was still actively drinking.
In an effort to know his daughter better, Casey's dad started taking her to AA meetings around the age of 11. He wanted her to learn early on just what addiction looks like.
It doesn't discriminate. If they're rich, if they're poor, it doesn't matter where they live.
Those AA meetings early on taught her that real-life stories of addiction need to be shared. When the number of opiate-related deaths in Shelby County doubled in a year's time, Casey decided to take action. Through a Facebook page titled Trial to Testimony, The Faces of Addiction, she is telling the stories of local heroin addicts. Within the first week, questions, comments, and desperate pleas for help came flooding in.
Asking for, rehab resources, asking to share their stories. It was just so overwhelming.
Casey's first post centered around Benjamin Dominguez, whose story spread like wildfire. While Casey admits she doesn't have a magic answer for curbing the heroin problem, she knows her work is a good start.
No one wakes up and says, I want to be an addict. That never happens. There's a story that gets them there, so I want to share their stories.
Just like Wendy Palmer.
Every day was different. Every day was a roller coaster.
Who never dreamed she'd find herself speaking to a crowd about her son's death, pleading for everyone to help find that solution.
Ben would want this. Ben would want me to share his story. If there's any hope that he could help someone else not to use drugs in the first place, or to understand what heroin can actually do to you.
One of the first weapons experts say we can use in the war on addiction is knowledge. Knowing the sign your loved one may be in trouble is critical. Here are a few signs to take notice of. Changes in skin complexion, increased time sleeping, and a decrease in physical hygiene. Sudden changes in work or school performance. Lying or deceptive behavior, increased hostility, and repeated stealing or asking for money. At WLKY, we hope you take this information, discuss it, and pass it on. We can all help by being educated about this crisis. If you or someone you love is struggling with addiction, go to WLKY.com or our mobile app and click on State of Addiction. For WLKY, I'm Vicki Dorch. Thanks for joining us.